Dave here with Limitless Brave. Today we're going to talk about the guy who rapidly rises to success and makes massive quantum leaps in his life versus the guy that rises to mediocre success and just stays there. The difference between these two guys is vast. See, the guy who rides the plateau his whole life, he doesn't want to face his past traumas, his emotional pain. He doesn't want to reach out for help. He doesn't want to think there's anything wrong with him, even though he knows that there is. He'd rather drink, do drugs, sit home and masturbate, isolate himself from the world, versus going out and at least trying to get help. Versus the guy who rises to rapid success. He's the first one in line that says, hey, something's wrong. Something's fucked up and I need help. I don't know how to get this thing or experience I want in my life. So he seeks out professionals. He seeks out coaches and mentors to help him achieve that quantum leap that he's looking for. Now, I get it, guys. There's a bunch of grifters and a bunch of bullshit coaches out here. And unfortunately, a lot of guys end up in those rooms because the marketing's great, but the end result of the coaching is horrid. So I understand why so many men don't want to ask for help. Part of it's because of the shame involved with admitting that you need help. The other part is, oh, I have to step out of my comfort zone. And then the final thing, which I just kind of talked about, is how do I know this is going to work for me? Well, you're not going to hit a home run every time you step up to the plate. So you kind of have to go out and try, get involved, join some men's groups, ask around for different coaches and different mentors and therapists that can help you. But if you're not willing to do that, you're just going to stay on that plane forever. The men that were here working with me the past weekend in my Masculine Mindset Live seminar and then my Masculine Reset Intensive workshop on Sunday, these guys want the quantum leap. They want to get ahead. They want that edge. They want that advantage over the other men, especially when it comes to dating. But they're also using the skills they learned this weekend for their careers. There's an old saying that 20% of the men get 80% of the women. I actually think that is too large of a number. It's really about 10% of men get about 90% of the women. Now, there's no hard fact to that, leaving the other 90% dateless and sexless. Now, the same skills that you use in dating can easily be transferred into business and sales. Now, the gentlemen that were here working with me this weekend, they were from Boston, New York, Arizona, Italy, Germany, Los Angeles. They all want that quantum leap and they're working toward it. And they put in an incredible effort this weekend. And one of the biggest comments by the end of the weekend from many of them was, I didn't think I could feel this. I didn't think I could live this way. I didn't think this way of being was for me. They had always seen it as, oh, that's for other guys because he has money or he's good looking or he's got a good job, whatever the stories may be. And a lot of guys tell themselves a lot of stories, unfortunately, that are not true. And then we have the internet just backing those bullshit stories up. I hear it all the time from guys. Oh, you have to be rich and good looking to get women. No, you don't. It's about owning yourself. It's about being authentic, being original, emotionally connecting with women, and being the guy that no other guy has been for that woman. We worked on conversation this weekend, really dialing in the dynamics of being a great conversationalist. This is really, really important for women because so many women are auditory. Yes, they're kinesthetic, meaning they like touch, and you can communicate a lot through touch. But this weekend, we covered a lot in conversation dynamics. We also reframed some of their mindsets where they were very worried about the woman liking them versus them actually liking the woman. A lot of guys carry this idea around that they don't matter. It's all about the woman liking them. Guys, it's your choice. You should decide if you like that woman or not if she likes you. Yes, a woman has that choice as well, but guys give so much of their power away, and it makes them not attractive. When a woman sees that a man is discerning and is actually choosing her, that's very attractive. And very few men do that because, again, they give that power away to the woman and sit back and see if the woman likes them. We also covered a lot about the nice guy, all of his toxic shame, his shame of his wants, needs, desires, his expectations, and especially when it comes to sex and wanting to express what he's looking for his own sex life. There's so much shame in that in nice guys. So we had a lot of exercises the guys went through this weekend that allowed them to express their sexual wants, needs, and desires to the Limitless Brave models that were here. And the models give them very realistic feedback. They also wanted to learn about how to set proper boundaries for themselves first and foremost, so they weren't taken advantage of, they weren't walked all over. And then also how to set boundaries for other people, and then sometimes push those boundaries, because that's what it takes to succeed. See, nice guys are very afraid of ruffling the feathers, pushing for what they want. They like to manipulate to get what they want, instead of being direct and stating it and actually being more masculine, more solid, and more respected by being clear with their wants, needs, and desires. Another stumbling block for a lot of men is physical escalation. Knowing when to touch, how to touch, what's appropriate, what's not appropriate, and when to do it. It can be very difficult for a man to understand all of these little nuances. But we broke down 7 different ways of how to touch appropriately, confirming that it's okay, escalating the touch, confirming it's okay, escalating even more, confirming it's okay. And this is all done through very subtle tactics and skills that the guys learned here in the workshop this weekend. We worked on a lot of embodiment. And because I work with a lot of men who are in very analytical fields when it comes to their occupation, a lot of men live up here in their head and disassociate from their body. And women can't stand this. It's very frustrating to a woman because you've become so linear thinking, so analytical, so logical, that you kill all of the emotion about what it is that you actually feel. Because you're not feeling much, because you're up here, you're not down here in your body. This is what allows you to feel, to emote, to express. And women love that. And there were a couple gentlemen that were truly living up here in their head, disassociated from their body. But by the time they walked out of here, they were so much more embodied. The models absolutely approved of the changes that they had in just 2 days. See, an embodied masculine man is incredibly attractive. Not only is he attractive to women, he's attractive in the workplace. He's attractive when he's going about his daily life interacting with all the people that we all interact with. You don't know it and people don't talk about it. But if you were to survey a lot of the people that an embodied, masculine, grounded man interacts with, they would all say, yeah, he's a great guy, he's attractive, he's interesting. It's really, really amazing how people react to someone that lives in their head versus somebody that lives in their body. Several men felt unsafe in their own body because of past traumas, past abuses, and stories that were built up in their own mind about those experiences, almost to the point that they were shaking in person because their nervous system is so overloaded, so stressed out, so freaked out that the only thing it can do is shake. So we worked on embodiment, we worked on grounding, we worked on reframing some of those traumas. so that they could feel much safer in their own body, much safer walking through the world, much safer asking for that pay raise, asking the girl out, and being a part of society that respects them. And as a little added bonus when it comes to dating, we worked on men expressing how they need to feel affection, to be seen, to be able to safely express their emotions so that they can be respected and actually get what they want. Now, this is really tricky for a lot of men. It's very difficult for men to ask for affection, ask for time to be seen, to be heard, because we've just been taught to repress it. And rightfully so. Part of that is because of societal programming, but the other part of it is those are emotions, and us as men, we're like, don't want to touch that, so let's just shove it down. But that stuff can only stay shoved down for so long before you need to let it out. And if you're a healthy male, you need somebody, your partner, your wife, your girlfriend, to be there to listen to you so that you can feel seen, feel supported, feel respected, feel heard, so that you can have an incredible relationship, not only in your dating life, but this translates into the business world as well, because many men feel disrespected in the business world. So in business, it's not about affection specifically. That's more for romantic relationships, but it translates over into commanding respect for yourself in the workplace. Now, if you guys would like to work with me, I've got workshops coming up. They're listed down below in the description. The rest of the year, I'm going to be in Bucharest, Romania, and in Washington, D.C. as well. I also have a virtual online program starting in November. So I hope to see you in a workshop. And if you're looking for an online community of like-minded men who are working on themselves, who are going for that quantum leap, check out the Limitless Brave private reserve listed in the description below. All right, guys, see you in the next video.